So this live stream is for you if you struggle with holding money. Like you can make it, you're good at making money, you're good at receiving money. You literally have money that can come in your life, and the money comes in your life with ease. Or yeah, if you need the money, it's going to show up, right? But then you have an issue like holding money, right? So when I'm talking about holding, I mean like being able to hold the money for long. That's the first thing, way of holding money. And then the second way of holding the money is more about being able to build wealth, right? So hold the money and then build on top of it. So now you want to understand that if you are struggling to hold money, it's not because you're not good at making money. And if you are feeling like you're not financially where you desire to be, it's not because you're not good at making money. Chances are you're not just good at holding money, right? And your container or your capacity, your internal capacity, right, which is like your subconscious mind, has not expanded enough to be able to hold money, especially a certain amount of money. So when I say holding money, I don't mean you cannot hold money in general. You can literally hold money in general, but there's just a sense of like, there's a certain amount of money that I cannot hold, right? So it could be maybe 10,000, it could be 20,000, it could be 50,000, it could even be $1,000. Like you cannot just be able to hold that amount of money. You just have, something just has to happen, right? For you to self-sabotage and actually spend that money, right? So the very first thing that you want to understand when it comes to holding money is that the reason why you are not holding money, like when money comes in, something just happened to take it away, right? That's the first time, like money comes in, something happens to take it away, or money comes in and you hold it and you just have the desire to spend it. Like you have to spend it, you just want to spend it on things that maybe you don't really need, or even if you don't really have anything to spend the money on, it's like you manifest problems. It's like you create problems. It's like suddenly problems appear. It's like suddenly, I'm gonna just say, like in quote, the devil just make problem to happen to take that money away. So this is actually a strategy that you in your subconscious have been playing to actually keep yourself small, because there is a subconscious fear of you being rich, being wealthy, or being abundant, right? So the reason why you are sabotaging and you keep spending each time you make a certain amount of money is because I want you to first understand this concept. One, that amount of money feels unsafe to your nervous system. So in our subconscious, we all have like a money benchmark, right? So the money benchmark is the amount of money that we are comfortably allowed to receive, and that we can comfortably hold without feeling like we are guilty, or without feeling like it's too much, or without feeling like we are in danger, right? Because that is the core thing there for you. It is feeling like you're in danger. So when you have that money benchmark, what happens is that you will make money, and then you reach that point. It could be 1,000, right? Where your brain feel like, okay, it's safe. And then if you make anything above that, your subconscious, right, is gonna literally get into a fight or flight mode or survival mode. And in survival mode, you feel like you're not safe. And the reason why you feel like you're not safe is because this amount is strange to your subconscious mind. Now, you want to understand that your brain, and the primary function of your brain, is to keep you safe. And anytime that you're doing something that you're not used to doing, or you're doing something that you don't have evidence is going to be work or is going to be good, your brain is going to think that it's danger, right? So it's not really because this thing is actually danger in itself. It's simply because it's the brain's way to keep you safe. So for example, let's say the number that you are comfortable at holding in your bank account, or holding in your hands, or holding is $5,000, right? Now, when you have that amount in your bank account, it's going to feel so okay. And you can actually hold that amount of money for like 2 months. But then the moment that you make 10,000 and you actually have 10,000 in your bank account, your body goes into fight or flight mode. So this is because your body actually thinks, right? And your subconscious think that $10,000 is not safe, right? Like it's not safe having that number. Now you want to understand that safety is a primary job of your brain, and safety is one of your core primary needs as a human being. And anything that threatens your sense of safety, your brain is going to do things or cause you to do things so that it can feel safe, and it can feel like you're in a state of safety, right? And like you're protected. For example, so the moment you bypass that money benchmark, for example, let's say you're making 10,000, you're receiving 10,000, you're holding 10,000, you're okay. And the moment the day you go to 20,000, to your brain, something is going to be triggered. Hey, we are not used to holding this amount. And somehow these amounts feel as danger. It's like danger because it's new to our brain. So let's make sure that we cause her to sabotage and get back to what we know we are used to, and it's comfortable, and it's like what we have been used to all our life, all this while, so that we can feel safe. Because right now it feels unsafe. Right now we're in danger. Right now something is wrong. This is not the usual. So because your belief and your thought create your feelings, and your feelings determine your action, these new thoughts are going to start coming up in your brain, like, hey, you need this, hey, maybe you should do this, or hey, you need to buy this, kind of things. And then you just find the needs of like, oh yeah, let me go and spend that money, right? So now your brain has already tricked you, because most people live so unconsciously, they are not conscious of their brain, and they're not conscious of what is happening in their subconscious mind. You're going to immediately go ahead and spend that money, and you're not going to know that it was actually your brain, and it's because your subconscious mind you don't have the capacity to hold that you have actually pushed yourself to go and spend that money. And by you me, you're going to have good logical reasons why you did that. You're going to have good logical reasons once you bought that back, good logical reasons why you just had to spend that money, good logical reason, and it's going to make so much sense to your brain. It's going to make so much sense. So after you take that action, what happens is that you're going to go back in that normal mood of like staying maybe in with a certain amount of money, which is what feels safe to your nervous system. So, or the second thing is that your nervous system is going to come up with all of these thoughts, all right? And as we know, as spiritual beings, our thoughts are beings. Our thoughts are not just some ideas. Our thoughts are actually entities. They are energetic entities. They are spiritual entities. So because you put out the thought of oh, this money, or because your brain is in that fight or flight mode, it start putting top like, wow, this money is much, wow. And then your body start feeling fear. So in your thoughts, in your feelings, you start creating a new reality for yourself. And that reality, because your energy is so dark, let me say, is so low, right? Your energy is so low, you start actually attracting circumstances and situations that are at that spiritual vibration or energetic vibration, if I'm going to call it like that, because that's the best way, or I can put it in a word, right? So it's like your thought and your feelings are your intangibles, and your intangibles, you and I know that we live in a world that is more energetic and spiritual than it is physical. Life is spiritual 100%, right? So every thought that you put out there and every feeling that you put out there actually materializes, and it attracts the things that are a match for that feeling. And that is why, even the Bible, God says that guard your heart and mind with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. This literally means that everything that you create comes from your thought and your heart. And your heart is literally your feelings and your beliefs, right? Like dips, and then your mind, your thought, and all of that. So that is how you actually also can manifest situations and circumstances, because you're a match for it. You feel so unsafe, and your body is in this fight or flight mode now. And this may be happening subconsciously, meaning that it's not like you're consciously doing it. It's just happening on autopilot. And because our subconscious mind control our conscious life, 95% of the time, you just go by thinking that, oh, that is the normal way, that is you just living, not realizing that you are self-sabotaging. You are actually holding yourself back from being able to build the wealth and the financial freedom that you actually desire. So that is the first thing. And now you want to understand that why, first of all, then do we have these benchmarks. Why do we have this subconscious financial benchmark? Now, the truth is that the thing is that for if the more when you were growing up, whatever you were exposed to in terms of like wealth, money, is gonna be your subconscious benchmark, whether you're conscious of it or you're not, right? So what this means is that if, for example, you were brought up in a home where money wasn't really easy, maybe $1,000 was so much money, or $5,000 was so much money, or nobody even made like maybe $100 or whatever. The truth is that your money benchmark is going to be small because your nervous system doesn't have the capacity to hold that. So what happens with most people who, when they get successful and they start making a lot of money, who come from these really not I'm going to use the word quote unquote place poor, like just bear with me, right? Like they were not really financially stable, or they are just from average home. People who come from that background, like me, like you and I, if you're watching this, is what happens is that we were brought up with a money benchmark that is maybe like this, that we were told that, okay, this is the amount that is allowed. Not that we were told, but we actually picked up based on the information in our environment to know that, okay, it is safe to have this, it is not safe to have this, right? So that is one reason why your mind would do that, why you actually have that money benchmark. So if someone was brought up in a home in the US, for example, and they were in a successful family where maybe their parents were earning, let's say $200,000 a year, or 250, or they're like $1 million, millionaires, right? The truth is that, and that person's money benchmark, is going to be so different from the person who maybe was born in a country where, like me, and you struggle to even like have food to eat, and nobody ever even made like $10,000 a year. So that is, you see, that's the difference, because to one person, it's not going to feel safe because it is not usual. It is new, it is different. So you need to do some inner work there in order to be able to expand your capacity. And this right here is the reason why most lottery earners, they end up being broke than before after like 3 to 5 years after winning the lottery, because their nervous system cannot hold it. They have not expanded enough their nervous system to understand that this is safe to hold and this is possible, right? So that is the first thing. And that, again, this happens in the subconscious mind. It's not a conscious thing. Now, the second reason why this happens is that this could also be a projection of like other fears that you had in your life, or the lack of safety in other areas of your life. And this especially is going to be in regards to the masculine. So if you grew up in a household where the masculine wasn't present and you weren't protected and you didn't feel safe, especially both male and female, though, like you didn't have that sense of safety, you holding more money is going to provoke some sense of anxiety in you, because the truth is that money is neither feminine or masculine, but money represents more of a manly and masculine structure in our life, figure in our life, because it's there to protect us, it's there to provide, it is there to, create a structure for us. And money is like a tool that supports us in a masculine way. I don't know if you get what I mean. So, but because most of us grew up in households where maybe you didn't have a healthy masculine structure, or a healthy masculine figure, what can happen is that when you receive money or when you hold money, there is a subconscious lack of safety that you feel around money. So it could be like you have this fear of something is going to happen to that money, right? To you, or to that money, or to you as a result of that money. So this comes in different ways, in very different ways. So you experience maybe a trauma where maybe you saw some people have money and then lose it. You experience a trauma where maybe rich people were wicked. You heard it. So it could be like you saw it, you heard it, or you experienced it. Either way, something traumatic happened that made you feel like it's not safe to hold money. Because if I hold money, if I have money in my hands, if I have money in my bank account, if I actually hold money, guess what is going to happen? Danger. I'm in danger. Something is going to happen to me. Like thieves are going to chase me. Hackers are going to follow my bank account. One day I'm going to lose it. I'm going to become wicked as a result of it. So there's this lack of safety that you feel around money. And so each time that you receive the money, you would just look for ways to get rid of it. So you would just like, you know what, let me sabotage this, because if I hold this money, I am not going to be safe. If I hold this money, subconsciously, like thieves are going to come after me. Subconsciously, if I hold this money, people are going to molest me, people are going to abuse me or something. So you look for a way to get rid of that money subconsciously so that you can feel safe. So again, all of this is just your brain looking for ways to actually keep you safe and do its job, which it is very good at doing. So how then do you actually stop this cycle of self-sabotaging and spending and, just spending or make and spend and unable to hold and unable to build and unable to actually grow? Now, the very first thing is that you will need to, like the core thing, right? Which all the strategy I'm going to discuss is going to lead to that, is that the core thing you're going to have to do is that you're going to need to expand your capacity to receive. So expand your capacity to hold money, right? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between your capacity to receive and your capacity to hold. So when you actually have this capacity, so when your capacity to hold is small, I also always say you have the holder's wound. So the first thing that you need to expand this capacity to hold is to heal that holder wound. So the holder wound is the person who is not okay holding money. They cannot just hold money. Like, it just feels weird. They may hold it for 1 month, but they are obviously going to look for ways to spend that money, and they will have valid reason why they spend it. And I share this with you as something that I struggle with. And I, like, for the longest time, I will make money and just spend it. And I didn't understand why. And it's because my capacity wasn't expanded enough to actually hold that money. So the first thing you're going to do is to do some inner work to heal the wound. Now, I have a course called Money Alchemy. If you want to know exactly how you can actually heal this wound with deep, real, true inner work strategies specifically for the holder's wound, then you can send me a private message and I'm going to give you all the details about that course. And you can take it, and from there, you can start your transformational journey. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is that, like we are going to do, is that you're going to have to create a sense of safety with having money around. So you're creating your safety container to feel safe, like money is around. And some of the strategies that you will use is, one, start holding money. So I did this exercise like 1 year ago, and it changed my life, right? So you're going to take your wallet, right? Let me just grab my wallet and show you what I mean, okay? I think, oh my God, I'm shaking my. Okay, so you're going to take your wallet, right? Whatever you're using, and do not want to hold the money. I don't want you to hold the money digitally. I don't want you to hold the money in your bank account. I don't want you to hold the money in a card, but you can decide that, okay, you're going to start with this, right? So you're going to take your wallet, whatever it is that you use for money, and then you'll actually get some cash. So you're going to get some physical money. So this physical money, you're going to get a specific amount. Let's say that is a little bit uncomfortable. And then you are going to put this money in your wallet, and you're going to do an exercise. You're going to hold this money in your wallet for 3 months. Okay, start out with 21 days, right? And then you can come back and give me the feedback on the video. So you're going to do it for 21 days. And you're going to keep this money. Let's say, for example, this is like 500 dirhams, right? Okay, I feel like it's not scary enough for me. But if I want something like that scary, but because I've done this exercise already, and this is something that I am used to, now it's normal for me to always have cash. So put that money in your bank account, in your wallet, go cash it out. Don't say it's in my bank account. No, don't use it on your card. No, put it in your wallet and hold that money for 21 days. So it could be, and here's the thing, put a figure that is a little bit scary. because if it's not scaring you, it's not expanding you, right? It's not getting you out of that comfort zone. So put a figure that is going to be expansive a little bit, and then you're going to hold that money for 21 days. And here's the trick: you are not going to use that money no matter what. Now, I know that this is going to be so tempting for a lot of you, because this is where you're going to build self-control, and this is where you're going to learn self-discipline. Now, you want to understand that this money that you're holding is beyond just, oh, I have money. It's you creating a sense of safety, and it's you feeling like you're supported because money is there to hold you. Now, this is very important if you're a woman, and of course, if you're a man too, this is going to apply to you, right? So you're going to hold that money for, let's say, 21 days, and you are not going to touch it. Even if you're hungry, even if you're going homeless, even if you're so stuck, do not use that money. In the times that you're stuck and something comes up that it's like, oh my God, I really, really need money. Like, this is all I have. What you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, what is an alternative? How can I get money that is not this money? How can I make money that is not this money? How can I create money? How can I make money? How can I receive money? What are other ways? What are other possibilities? So what this is going to do is that, one, is going to create that sense of self-control. Two, is going to create a sense of you safety, and it's going to build a sense of self-confidence in you to believe that you can actually hold money. Because one of the reasons why you're not holding is because you also believe that I am not good at holding money. You build this identity around, like, I am not just good with money. I'm not just good at holding money, but this identity is something that needs to be shifted. So when you hold the money and when you need money, like you're really in it, I don't know how you're going to do it back. If you you need transport, you need food, you need shelter, do not use that money. Figure another way out. This is going to put you in that creative spark of becoming resourceful and creative and looking for other ways to solve a problem, not just the ultimate way that is there, which is you using that money. So this exercise alone is going to be life-changing for you. So the goal, again, you can do it for, you're going to do it, put the money in your wallet and do it for 21 days, right? And this is because it takes 21 days to break a habit and build another one. Now, after 21 days, you can add this amount, right? You can add this money, right? You can add it and like, okay, I'm going to double this, right? And do it again and do it again until you do this for 3 months, right? And then you come back and you tell me how you feel. So that is the first exercise that you're going to do. And I tell you, if you can consistently just do this one exercise and just hold the money and just look for an amount that's a little bit scary, put it in your wallet, it's going to change your life. So I did that and it totally changed my life. And the second thing I did with the money is that every time I wanted to make a purchase, like you can see, for example, in my wallet, I have like 2 sides. This is where, for example, I put like the one that I use, I'm going to use every day, and this is where I put the one that, okay, I'm not just going to use. This is my money that I'm holding. I'm just holding this one, right? That is my capacity. Or whatever. You can do that, like have these separate and have one side. And each time you want to use, as you're using, you're seeing it, but you're not touching it. It's tempting, but you're not touching it, right? And then the next thing is that you want to speak well to the money, right? So each time maybe you take your wallet and you want to use money, the first thing you want to heal is your guilt around spending. Because here's the thing, it is actually a good thing that you can easily use money and easily let go of money. Like, you're not attached to money. You can easily, it's a good thing. Like, this economy in the world exists because of you. We have the stock exchange, we have a whole economy where people can exchange because of you and I. So circulation and being a circulator is actually a superpower. So you are a superpower, and it's time for you to stop judging yourself that you use money and actually use the money without guilt and use the money from an empowered place. So this is why I'm saying you need to let go of the judgment that you're giving yourself for spending, because this doesn't mean that you are not gonna spend. That's not what we don't want you to get into the scarcity mindset, into the hoarder harder wound, which is now another wound of somebody who's harder. They can't let money go. They just won't use money for anything, right? We don't want that energy, because that's, again, is another wound. But we want you to have a balance. And the balance is that I am going to spend my money, but I am going to spend money wisely. I'm going to use money intentionally. So be in that mood and be excited each time you want to use money, and be excited each time you want to exchange, use money, and understand that, wow, I'm actually boosting the economy and I'm creating circulation. I'm amazing, and that energy is amazing. And then next time, so you have that excitement when you're using money. And the second thing is that when you are actually using the money, don't just use money and spend as a way of coping, because most people, the truth is that most people who have this holding wound use money as a way of coping with their emotional things, right? So maybe you're going through some tough times, or maybe you are dealing with some things, and you just decide that I'm going to use money as a way to actually get this off. So I'm going to spend to release. And for me, that was like a therapy, like a way of dealing with my emotion. So instead of doing that, in the moment that you're spending, you gotta ask yourself this question to know, one, am I emotionally spending, or am I actually spending because this is what I really want in the moment? Because we don't want you to stop having the life that you desire and actually live it fully every day because you want to build well. We want you to build it while also living a very true and authentic life today and being rich and fulfilled. You have to be rich and complete. You don't have to sacrifice your pleasure and the things that are important to you today just to build well, right? So this is where the balance comes in. So each time that you want to spend and you take out money and you want to spend, or you see something, you want to use your money on it, and you're like, I want you to ask this question: do I really need this, or I just want this, right? Because there's a difference between needs and wants. So needs are like the things that we actually are like, they are necessities and the things that we actually need to survive and to go through life, right? But wants are desires. And these desires are amazing, but what you need to not learn is how to delay the gratifications of those desires, which at times can be so frustrating, because it's like, I don't have the patience to wait, right? I don't have the patience to wait. I just want to have it now. For me, that is a big thing. And this is a superpower as well as also like, a weak point. But for you, if you're like me, you just need to learn how to delay the gratification. So if it's a need, like, do I really need this? Yes, I need it. Come on, go buy it. For example, do I really need a car right now? Yes, and you need a car. Then go buy it. Do you really need maybe a new computer? Is it a necessity? Yes. Do I want or need? And if it's a want, I want you to say, okay, I'm not going to push this away, because one thing that minimalistic or, kind of like other money teachers teach you is that you need to just push away everything that you desire and just buy what you need. But for me, that is not fun, because there are things that you just desire because you desire them, and that's okay. As a woman, and even not a woman, it's important that you get what you desire. It's good. It's part of life. So the thing is, you're going to ask yourself is, can I slow, or can I delay the gratification of this, right? So the secret here is, you're not going to say, yes, I don't want this. You're going to say, okay, I want this, but I am going to give myself some time to get this. So what is going to happen is that in between that time that you're allowing yourself and giving yourself the permission to get that thing, and you're actually giving yourself the time to look through, what may end up happening is that you may realize that you didn't even need that thing in the first place. Like, you didn't really want it. You just wanted it in the moment, or you just wanted it for something, right? So this is where you have to be able to play with your desires and know the difference between your desires and your needs. So if it's something you need, you have to get it. You get it and you use the money unapologetically. If it's something that you desire, you can always create like a desire list or a desire box or a desire. So create something or a space where you keep your desire. For example, I desire let's say I desire my dream car, right? But do I need it like today? No, maybe today I just need something that can carry me from one end to the other. You see what I mean? But do I desire my dream car? Yes, I totally desire it and I want to have it. So I can put that on my list of like desire. My desire is my dream car. So what happens is that I get in that mood of like, okay, playing with my desires and my need. And as I play with this desire, I can create this list, start visualizing or start praying about it and asking God for it and start just having fun, imagining it and creating it as a possibility for myself, seeing myself one day getting there and all of that. So literally that puts you in the energy of, oh, I am having what I need now, but I am also creating what I desire tomorrow. So this puts you one step in the now in gratitude, which is for the needs, and one step in desire, which is what you desire in future. So the main lesson here is that just learn to gratify the desire and gratify later and not now. Just slow down the time between when you have the desire and you're like, oh, I want this, or you're in the shop or you're in the mall and you see a beautiful dress and you're like, oh my God, I want this. Okay, you want it. Good, great. Can we just write this down? And like, yes, I want this beautiful dress, but you need that dress. Like, do you need it? Do you have an occasion like tonight that you need it for it? Because if you don't need it, then you can always get it another time. And you're going to get it with so much joy and so much peace and so much effortlessness without having to stretch your finances, without having to put yourself in more flight or fight. Because another thing is that when you don't have enough money and you don't feel financially secured, you feel you are in survival mode. You can't relax. You can't create. Creativity shut down because in that moment your brain is not thinking about how can we create. Your brain is thinking how can we stay alive, how can we provide food. But we don't want you to be in that mood of how can I provide food. We want you to be in that mood. How can I build this business? How can I create this empire? How can I build this, take this to the next level? And how can I make this bigger than what it is right now? You see, so that is the next thing that you need to do with your money. So now the next point is that you need to create a masculine structure around your finances. So a masculine structure, now this is more of like the doing part, the strategy part. So a masculine structure, this could be in your business, this could be in your personal life. So a masculine structure is literally like a container or a system that actually allow like your finances or money to come in and everything sorts itself out and you are finally at this place where you don't have to worry about it. So in your business, for example, let's say I'm an entrepreneur. Let's say in my company bank account or your personal bank account, you can create like what are the top things that I spend money on in my life every day. So the way you're going to know this is like from today, you can start keeping a journal to notice the things that you buy for the next 2 weeks, like the things that you spend money on. It could be transportation, it could be feeding, it could be coaching and education, it could be electricity, it could be house rent, bills, like just notice everything within the month that you actually spend on. And then you want to categorize this, right? These. So categorize these, for example, you can have one category, which is like utilities. And utilities are like the day-to-day spending, grants, water, all the things, right? Transportation and all that. You could have gas and car, which is like transportation. You could have other one that is like vacation. That's if you like to take vacations and all of that. And you could have another category that is like miscellaneous or emergency. And then another one called miscellaneous. So with this structure, what happens is that you're like, okay, this is what comes in this is the way I spend my money or I use my money within the month. These are the different ways that I desire to also spend my money my entire life, because it's not just about this is what you're doing now, but also that's why also in future what you would like to do. For example, that's why we have like a miscellaneous or a vacation or dream house. You can just have all of those categories and have a maximum of 5 categories, right? Or 5, 6 maximum. Just have 5 categories. And with each of these categories, each month, when your income coming, when you have money coming into your personal account, like all the ways that money come in, it could be, I don't know, from your business. That is, if you have a company, you will want to have like 5 to how many every department you desire. So the one could be on marketing. So in marketing, you're going to have things like ads, funnels, all of that. One could be team, another one could be utilities, which is like all subscriptions or office rents, all of those things. And another one could be your personal owner's pay. Another one could be, so you just categorize things. That's what I mean, right? And with this category, when money comes in, automatically assign a percentage to everything that is going to come in. So this means that if you have, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, when money comes in your business, what happens is that most of the time we think that all of that money is ours, but that money is not ours because we are not our company. And your company needs to have its own finances that are sorted as aside from your personal life, right? So even if you're running a business or you're like a solopreneur, you're self-employed, it's the same thing. So what happens is that when that money comes in, you have like different percentages allocated to different tasks, right? So for example, in my business bank account, I'll have like 10%, 5%, 15%, 20%. So that when money comes into my checking account, like the main account, everything just goes into the other sub accounts on their own. So I know that, okay, my pay is not how much I've made that month, it's how much came into my owner's compensation account, right? So that is like owner's pay account. So that is a big one that is going to be life-changing for you. So this is the same for your personal life. So it's like, if you know that you have a job and you're making like 5,000 or 10,000 a month, you're not going to think that, okay, I have 10,000 each month, because you don't at the end of the day. From that, you can say, okay, utilities, all of these, what are the percentages I need to allocate to all of these? And from these, I can give myself my own personal one. So people who have a lot of responsibilities, maybe you have family members, you have a tithe, you have giving. So you can have giving as one category. Like this could be giving to charity, giving to your family, giving to other people, just giving, right? So when giving is one category, when that money comes in at the end of the month, you know that, okay, I have 10,000 that has come into my giving account, right? So this 10,000 means under these givings, how many givings do I actually have? I need to have maybe my tithes, I need to have my family members, I need to give to the charity or foundation that I'm supporting, all of that. So that is like just an example. So for your personal and utility, you're like, okay, this is the percentage that comes to utilities. Let's say it's 30% or 25%. Okay, with utilities, how much do I have for rent? How much do I have for this? And how much do I have for that? And from that standpoint, what happens is that you know the numbers that you're playing with, and you also know where you need to step up. So you know where you need to step up in your receiving. For example, if you know that your utilities are currently like 5,000, but the amount of money that is coming into your utility account is 3,000, then you know that, oh my God, I need to make like let's say 2,000 the time of percentage. Like, I don't know how I can explain this. Okay, for example, remember that this is a percentage that is coming into that utility account, right? I wish I had a board or my, like, oh my God, to just illustrate this to you. So you're going to multiply what is left with the the percentage that you had. So for example, if it was utility is you're consuming 5,000, but what is coming into your utility account is 3,000. And the amount that is coming into the percentage for your utility based on your income is 20,000, then you are going to, in order for you to know how much money you need to be making, right? You have to understand that the 2,000 that you need to earn more to meet up to your task is not so that like 2,000 to your general income. It's not 2,000 extra to your general income. It's 2,000 extra to your utility income. So when you're multiplying how much money you need to make, it's going to be like whatever percentage times that amount, which is going to be more and bigger. So what happens is that when you actually are in this mindset, you're going to get into the mood of thinking, oh my God, what are other ways that I can create money? What are other ways what are other things that I can do to start making or receiving more money? And then because you already have this structure in place. So because you have this structure, you're going to be able to receive more, right? And because you know how to hold it, it's not gonna leak. The money is not gonna leak out. You're actually gonna start seeing how you're building things. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be doing and feeding everything in every area of your life. You're going to be giving to the people you want to give to. You're going to be traveling and having the vacations you want. You're going to be building that dream home or buying that dream car, planning for it. Not that you have it today, but planning for it. You're going to actually be doing things and having, because you have a structure in place that is able to hold the growth and the expansion that comes with all of this, right? So I know this one has been a long training, but I hope you found this really helpful, because I wanted to do this because I know so many people are struggling with holding money. They just spend. So if you know someone needs this video, just share with them. You never know, a friend, a colleague, someone who is going to find it helpful. So that is how you can start holding money today. But like I said, if you do all of these strategies, you need to do the inner work to actually heal, because there's a part of you that may not apply any of these strategies, may not even hold like that amount in your wallet for like the next 5 days, because subconsciously there's something that needs to heal, and we need to get your nervous system to be expanded to be able to hold more money and to be expanded to feel safe having money and holding money. Does that make sense? All right. Thank you so much for joining for this video today. Hope you found this helpful, and let me know in the comments what are your biggest takeaway, and share the masterclass, because I know it feels like a masterclass with the people who need it. And love you so much, and see you in the next one. Let me stop. Oh,